All praise and honor and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakal Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, double honors to the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to you, Akim, that are teaching the truth as a city across the four corners of the earth. I'm your brother Kabash coming at you with another impromptu. This is going into the prelude of the Mark of the Beast, which is the RFID chip. The governor is using this chaos to order in the New World Order agenda, which is to have everybody chipped. And this pilot program that I'm about to read about in this article is going into the prelude of the RFID chip, which is part of prophecy. Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. He causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, to receive the mark in their hand. Now, in order for this society to go back to normalcy, is by way of people participating in this new pilot program, which have you with access to go into these games, concerts, jobs reopening back up. But little do people know that this is all part of the government's plans to worship in the RFID chip and to have everybody tagged so they can control everybody. So right here at the top of the article, this is from NBC's Channel 4 New York. This article goes into New York pilots Crown 19 passport of sorts to fast track reopening. Here's how it works. A new pilot program in New York hopes to use a sort of Crown 19 passport to fast-track the reopening of stadiums, theaters, and businesses in accordance with state health guidelines. So this is what they're about to do, man. Men of the Lord, we're not fascinated by them reopening things, because we know the plans of the elite. The plans of the elite are to lead sheep to the slaughter. In other words, they want everybody to be participating in their New World Order agenda. This is one of them, which is the prelude of the Mark of the Beast. It says 1 week after Madison Square Garden and Barclays Center welcomed some fans back for the first time in a year, Governor Andrew Cuomo is upping the game. The governor announced a pilot program Tuesday to test the accessory pass during events at the two arenas. So they already did some test runs earlier, the latter month of last month, in February. So it's already out here, man. It says the governor announced a pilot program Tuesday to test the accessory pass during events at the two arenas. Think of the pass like Crown 19 passport of sorts, one that relies on technology to confirm a person's vaccination or recent negative virus test through a confidential data transfer. See? And they use their word confidential too, because they want everybody to feel comfortable in them having privacy with this new invention that the government is saying that it's okay to use. And that's the same thing they're talking about with this RFID chip. Oh, there's no hacker that can hack your chip. I have everything on there. It's very convenient and safe. So that's what you're going to have to get inside these arenas, man. You're going to have to have this accessory pass, which is a digital scanner, which could be on your phone or whatnot. And that's what they're going to have mandated for a time until, the RFID chip is in place. So they're making everybody comfort and confident within this this biotech that they want everybody to participate in. It says, similar to a mobile airline boarding pass, people can print out their Accessio pass or store it on their phone using the Accessio pass wallet. The Accessio pass wallet app. Each pass will have a secure QR code which venues scan using a companion app to confirm someone's COVID-19 health status. The results of the pilot are being used to enhance the quality of the app prior to submission to Apple and Google. It says Kamumo made COVID-19 testing a requirement for fans to attend events at large venues when he approved those for limited reopening last month. And he says the new technology developed in partnership with IBM, you can take a track history, look at IBM. Before they was IBM, they was CTR, which I have a page going into the IBM. But IBM, keeps track record internationally, business machines. And, it's not by coincidence why they would have IBM as a partnership. Because this will be part of the foundation of the mark of the beast. It says right here, we'll fast track the reopening of theaters, stadiums, and other businesses at a more accelerated pace. Now I'm going to go to a little history of the IBM. It says IBM from Wikipedia. It says International Business Machines Corporation is an American multinational technology company headquartered in Armonk, New York, with operations in other 170 countries. So this innovation is worldwide, and this innovation is part of the B system, which helps track everybody data. It says the company began in 1911, founded in Endicott, New York, as the computing, tabulating, recording company. Was renamed International Business Machines in 1924. IBM is incorporated in New York. That was man. 1911 on up was some crucial years, man. Because they took away the dollar, they took away the gold standard of the behind the greenback, 1913, but it really didn't come into play till 1930 something. And the president, I forgot who it was, President Nixon, in 1971, he took away that gold standard, which this was all leading up to them ditching the dollar and them commencing the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, which is going to be the new medium to buy and sell. So they already had these plans in the workings, man. So it was renamed IBM, International Businesses Machines Corporation. I'm gonna read their old title: Computing, Tabulating, Recording Company. The Computing, Tabulating, Recording Company was a holding company of manufacturers of record keeping and measuring systems, subsequently known as IBM. So these devils been in the works of this New World Order agenda, man. And what do we see in this article? Record keeping of whether or not you participated in the Crown 19 machination. And if you didn't, then you're going to be banned from these events, man. You know, the stadiums, the theaters, and certain businesses. Remember, he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond to receive a mark. And no man can buy neither sell. He's causing all, both small and great, rich and poor, to receive this digital passport to do these types of things that I just mentioned, whether it be a stadium or theaters or businesses, in order to, you know, to go back to normalcy. But it's really not. You know, and that's one of the deceptions of the devil. You know, he's deceiving people, saying that, hey, it's safe and all this stuff, but really in turn, you know, he has a sword in mind in his mind. You know, he's speaking with flattering words, but in his mind is wickedness. So the IBM is participating in this pilot program, you know, to help out, but really it's part of the foundations of Mark of the Beast system. Now it says right here, reading back up, it says, and he says the new technology developed in partnership with IBM will fast track the reopening of theaters, stadiums, and other businesses at a more accelerated pace. The governor says the Assessor Pass worked well when the state tried it out during the initial pilot phase during the Nets game at Barclays this past Saturday. It will be tested for a second time during the Rangers game at Madison Square Garden Tuesday night. If the results are good, the application may widen. So they're doing test runs, man, of the prelude of how when they mandate the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, would be. You know, nobody bucking up against it. Everybody's with it. Other Crown 19 rules and restrictions apply to reopening of large venues aside from the testing component. Component. So it's already widely accepted, you know, the restrictions and rules and stuff like that out of the state of New York. So you know everybody's going to be with this plan. Now it says certain rules and restrictions apply to start. Kamumo said only arenas with more than 10,000 person total capacity can reopen at this point. A strict 10% capacity limit applies. Venues must submit plans to the State Department of Health for approval. You have to get an approval for this, man. So these things are not normal. It says core mitigations efforts like mask, assigned seating for social distancing, and temperature checks are mandatory. So you see where this thing is headed, man. It's headed for the New World Order plans to be in place. So when they decide to initiate or bring forth this RFID chip, people are going to be willingly accepting it because they don't want things to be abnormal. You know, they're harping on people's lust and desire to want everything to go back as it was, but really, little do people know, it's not going back to normal. It's going according to the elite banking family agenda. Now it says right here, 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3. For when they should say peace and safety, and then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they should not escape. Yeah, the governor of New York says, this is a safe reopening. It's not safe reopening, man. Because if you take this chip that they're going to initiate on down the line, whether it be this year, 6 months from now, or next year, they're gonna have it to where you be joined in their beast system, man. This is all part of the beast system, man. This, like I said, is a prelude of the RFID chip. Which the Lord told Jacob, in particular the nation of Israel, not to take this chip, or else you will be meat by a fire, whether it be fire, death, famine. The Lord said those that take that mark, which is the RFID chip, will be tormented day and night. And it reads on, but ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. Yeah, we see Esau deceptive ways. Ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore let us sleep. Just like it. Verse 6. Therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. Yeah, everybody sleep, man. Everybody that went to that game was asleep, man. They were asleep. Now this is not the actual RFID chip, but this is the testing trials of how the chip will be. It's digital. It's a digital documentation that you will have to have in order to enter into these games, in order to participate in certain businesses. Like I said, this is just a reflection of the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip. That Hour of Temptation is going to test everybody shortly. So this is just a test run of it. It says right here, then I'm gonna wrap it up with a couple more scriptures. It says, we're doing everything we can to machinate as many New Yorkers as possible, as quickly as possible, while keeping infection rate down and re-energizing our economy in a safe, smart way. See? Safe, smart way. When they should say peace and safety, then sudden destruction. This is destruction, man. Okay, no privacy. Everybody's is mandatory to or mandated to get this accessory pass. And then later on down the line, it's gonna be like, you know what? Cash is done away with. Coins are done away with. Everybody has to participate in this all digital currency, which is implanted or embedded in this chip. That's the bottom line of the New World Order agenda for everybody. So I'm gonna get one more paragraph, then I'm gonna wrap it up. It says, as we begin reopening the valves on different sectors of our economy, we are putting guidelines in place to ensure individuals attending events involving larger gatherings have tested negative for Crown-19 or have been vaccinated to avoid an outbreak of the virus. The governor added, the assessor pass will play a critical role in getting information to venues and sites in a secure and streamlined way, allowing us to fast track the reopening of these businesses and getting us one step closer to reaching a new normal, new world order. That's the new normal. The in-game experience is quite different from pre-pandemic times. All concession stands are closed. Food and drinks are brought directly to fans in specialized seatings. In Brooklyn and Barclays turned some of its seating areas into mini suites. There are seating bowls with bar stools and a couch and plexiglass walls on either side to essentially create a little bubble. See? It's bread and circus, man. They're making everybody comfortable with this bread and circus, man, which the Lord allows this devil to do, to deceive you. And so once he has fulfilled deceiving you, then it's time for him to reap his reward, which is to own you and to do whatever that he wants with you. Now it says right here, it says, 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 6 again. Therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and that's why we're coming out with these articles about these things. We're not gassed up because they're letting things open again. We're looking out for what's to come. Now, go ahead and get Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. In this particular case, in this article, you know, they're causing everybody to get this accessory pass to show whether, you know, they have been vaccinated or not. But soon to come, they're gonna have it to where you're gonna have to get an implant under your skin. Now it says right here, it says, verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. See, you can't buy nor sell without that mark. And this is a test run of that. It says, look, a new pilot program in New York hopes to use a sort of Crown 19 passport to fast track the reopening of stadiums, theaters, and businesses. People buy and sell in accordance with state health guidelines. So we are looking at these times, man. And we see that prophecies are coming in pass. This is Sirach chapter 39, verse 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies. And that's what we're doing. We're being occupied in prophecies. Verse 2. He will keep the sayings of the renowned men. And what Paul said in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. Be sober. You know, we don't sleep as do others. Meaning, you know, people that are asleep, which are Jake, you know, they are drunk with the Babylonian juice. They are passive at what the government is doing. But we men of the Lord, hopeful men of the Lord, We are not asleep. We see what they're doing. So that's us keeping the sins of the renowned men and being and seeking out the wisdom of the ancient, because we're not in that sleepy mind. It says, verse 3, he will also slack it, and where subtile parables are, he will be there also. Now I'm gonna go to 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. Like I said, this is the prelude of what's about to come, which is the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. And it says, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then should thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Yeah, we see those things, man. We see these prophecies coming to pass. And one of the major prophecies that we ought to be looking out for is the chip, the hour of temptation, which is to try the whole world. Now, this is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Then I'll wrap it up with this. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Yeah, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. You know, we see Esau laws and restrictions, which is really a protection for the RFID chip. Because these same restrictions and laws, you know, outside of it being part of the Crown 19, are going to be in place. Everybody's going to be mandatory to have the chip. You know, everybody is going to have to show it to get inside buildings and stuff like that. This is all part of the new normal in the future. Like I said, this is just a prelude of the mark of the beast. Now I'm going to play this this news video clip. Then I'm wrap it up.
Today, fans will finally return to the Garden and Barclays Center for the first time since New York State went on pause. And that's not the only big development on the road to recovery. Today, New York's John Chandler's at the Barclays Center with the details. John, good morning.
Darlene, good morning. These are significant steps being taken starting here at Barclays Center tonight and at Madison Square Garden tonight when the Nets and the Knicks finally host fans for the first time in about a year. They will be at 10% capacity, so small in numbers, but significant in this step forward. 10% capacity is about 2,000 fans. You'll need 2 negative tests to get in here at Barclays Center, 1 negative test at the Garden, and they have been planning for months for this.
You may recall that back on our opening day in December, we hosted 65 essential workers, and that was a really valuable learning experience for us. We learned that we could test all of our employees, we could test our attendees, and we've been working closely with the governor's office towards this day.
Now, this is also big for movie theaters. On March 5th, they will open at 25% capacity, 50 people at maximum per screen. There will be assigned seating. Also, masks are mandatory, and those theaters have to have enhanced ventilation. And on March 15th, wedding venues and catered events can start opening their doors at 50% capacity, no more than 150 people at those locations and events. And, of course, masks and testing also mandatory, as well as social distancing. They'll be doing on-site COVID testing for the Nets game starting tonight here when they host the Kings, and then the Knicks hosting the Warriors. Both those games are 7:30 tips tonight. And hey, the Nets have won 6 straight. That'll give fans, even if it's just 1,000 or so, something to cheer about here tonight. Those theaters have to have doors at 50% capacity.
You see? So we're not hyped up by this event that's taking place, man. Now, this is all just a trial run for the real deal, which is the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying today, and I'm going to say shalom.